G'day, I'm Sam Brito, and I've got herpes. I've also slept with prostitutes, been involved in 2 abortions, and done every drug imaginable. I've had my heart broken, I've been to jail, I've been to family court, and I've also suffered from depression. I got nothing to hide. What about you? Welcome to All Men Are Liars, which is a TV show about you.
Why don't you love me?
It's also about your mum and your dad, your friends, your boss, your worst enemy, all your idiot exes.
I wish I never did. I wish I had a clean slate, but I cheated a lot.
And the gay couple down the street.
It's 2 guys trying to outdo each other. It's competitive, it's primal, it's the instinct, and it just takes over.
It's about the questions you ask when you get desperately honest with yourself.
I think it's a natural human survival instinct to have a sense of insecurity about a whole lot of different things.
Am I doing the right thing as a parent, a partner, a human being?
It's just appalling the way that they sing about women in particular.
We all need answers, but sometimes they're not what we want to hear.
There were definitely times where he had a much higher sex drive than me, and I would just have sex because I think that's good housekeeping.
We are unafraid, unrepentant, and most importantly of all, unshackled. In 2007, when I wrote a piece for the Sydney Morning Herald about visiting a prostitute, it became the most read article on the Sydney Morning Herald website. So what is the fascination with prostitution? And what does the public think about it?
I've given it a couple of thoughts myself. I don't think it's bad. You know, getting paid for sex, what's wrong with that?
Just tragical if you come in a situation that you have to sell your body, I think. Yeah, I just think it's tragic.
So we're very privileged tonight to have a sex worker with us, Grace Bellevue. How does it make you feel to hear people talk about your industry like that? Do you feel tragic?
No, I don't. I work for myself, so I'm an independent escort, so I run my own business. I answer to no one, I'm my own boss.
I've never paid for sex, although sometimes when you've taken somebody out for dinner and you bought her a few drinks and you pay for the
women are
cabs...
prostitutes.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you feel like you've just paid for sex.
Do you think that we'd have different attitudes towards sex and sex workers if the majority of sex workers were male?
Well, I think men would feel very threatened by it.
No one ever talks about the fact that a lot of straight women get really turned on by the idea of 2 hot-blooded heterosexual guys or gay guys getting it on.
Is there a better feeling than cheating on your partner, sliding into bed with them after you've done the deed and knowing you've gotten away with it?
Oh, God, that just sounds like some of your bullshit to do.
I think monogamy is realistic. I just don't think it's very common.
I reckon you get that 3-year itch anyway, and generally mine, well, they get in first, apparently, so, and then I'm out.
Well, I hope it's possible. I'm in a marriage, and I hope that we can stay with each other and...
Have you ever cheated on your husband?
No, I've never cheated on my husband, but I have cheated.
So let me tell you a little story about State of Origin. I watch it every year with a bunch of friends, and this year, Greg Inglis, one of our preeminent Indigenous athletes, was responsible for the try that, I guess, won Queensland the game. During the adjudication of that try, I had a friend yell out, "Smash the ammo!" Now, I didn't know what to say. I shut up, but I wonder what would you guys have said if you'd heard that?
I sit there and I think sometimes, I think a racist term, but gee, I bite my tongue saying, do not say that, it's not cool.
If it's in jest,
What
it's
about hip-hop?
totally accepted. But if you turn around and say it like as in bash that Aboriginal bastard, then you're going to get a...
Slapped.
I'm going to turn around and give you a
Slap
big piece
you.
of my mind.
What about
Like,
hip-hop? I can't stand it. It's appalling behaviour, and yet
But
we
it's teaching
acknowledge it.
So you're in a urinal and you hear a couple of young blokes saying, "I'm going to give it to that mole."
Just don't get too noble about this, by the way. You fight the good fight, and fight the fight. You know it's right, you know it's wrong, and you do what you can, when you can, as often as you can, for whoever you can.
So what have we learned tonight? Although all men might be liars, I think we've also realised both men and women enjoy hearing the unvarnished truth. Hopefully you've been able to pick your own truth out of the conversations. And if you haven't, well, there's always next week.